Commentary here by presidential candidate Donald Trump on the recent bathroom law that was passed in North Carolina prohibiting a grown man from going into the restroom with a little girl. This is just kind of common sense logic, but for some reason, some people now, including Donald Trump, just can't seem to get it straight. Let's listen to what Donald Trump's got to say.
Well, there's a huge issue in North Carolina, and it's the so-called bathroom law. And a lot of people have made, I don't know how many people this actually impacts. My guess it's a very small number, but it's become controversial. And Ted Cruz tried to attack you on this today. And so I wanted to give you a chance to explain your position on that as it relates to transgenders picking which bathroom they want to go to. I can't even believe I'm asking the question, but I'm asking.
Well, before we get to his answer, apparently at least Sean Hannity has enough sanity left inside of his conservatism to know that the question itself is in fact insane. The question itself just really shows how far we've gone down the proverbial slope, the moral implosion that is happening before our very eyes. Of course, you know what's going on with Target and why this question that's about to be answered by a presidential candidate is a question that is so relevant.
Well, it is a small number, but we have to take care of everybody, frankly. And North Carolina, which is a great place, which I won, by the way. I love North Carolina. And they have a law, and it's a law that, you know, unfortunately is causing them some problems. And I fully understand if they want to go through it, but they are losing business, and they are having a lot of people come out against. With me, I look at it differently, a community.
Well, for him, he looks at it differently because for him, the only thing that matters is financial or economic expediency. So for this presidential candidate, the only thing that morality really matters for him, the only thing that makes morality an issue apparently is how it affects your wallet. If it's not good for business, then that moral norm should just be flexible and we should all just kind of bend and yield and eventually capitulate to whatever moral anarchy is going on in the country at the moment. So because the bathroom law is not good for business, and what he's talking about there that it's not good for business is that because of the recent laws that North Carolina put in place protecting religious liberties, really, people have become to boycott North Carolina. Music artists have canceled their concerts in North Carolina. And so they're boycotting North Carolina as a state because of the laws that they've passed. And for Donald Trump, apparently he's not willing to stand with what's right, but he is only concerned about what's expedient. And for him, if it's bad for business, then throw it out, even if it's morally right. So that is, of course, that's the way that postmodernism works. And he is completely comfortable, apparently, bowing to the postmodern powers that be. So, of course, he's revealing to everyone, he told the evangelicals, he held up his Bible. He said, evangelicals, I will never let you down. Well, guess what? He already did let us down. And he's letting us down with the way he's answering this question. So you can go ahead and give your mother's Bible that was given to you. You can go ahead and hand that to somebody else who's actually going to use that Bible, Donald, because you're not using it. And so his answer shouldn't surprise anybody.
Whether it's North Carolina or local communities, really, they should be involved. We have so many big issues to be thinking about, Sean. We have ISIS to worry about. We have bringing trade back. We have rebuilding our military. But I think that local...
Yeah, a 40-year-old pervert dressed in a skirt who's a man sitting in the bathroom stall next to your 10-year-old daughter, probably filming her, that's just a small issue. That's not really a big deal. There's a lot bigger fish to fry than that. By the way, this issue is already gaining traction all over the country, and just recently, a demonstration in Los Angeles exploded into violence. I don't think our society is just going to roll over and allow grown men to share bathroom stalls with people's little sister or daughter or niece, etc. It's just not going to happen. And for Donald Trump, this is not an important issue. Well, that's because Donald Trump doesn't care about the biblical worldview. Certainly, he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about really what evangelicalism is, or even what evangelicals think and the convictions that they hold. He doesn't care about that either. He knows that this is a way to garnish his liberal vote, and that's the reason why he's chosen to do what he's doing. Notice he hasn't really answered the issue. The only thing Donald Trump has really said is it's bad for business. That's it.
Communities and states should make the decision, and I feel very strongly about that. The federal government should not be involved.
In other words, let the state decide, let local community decide, kind of like your position on education, give it back to the states.
Yeah, let them decide, absolutely.
Well, that's obviously going to set a standard for Donald Trump's presidency, and that is that moral expediency is something that Donald Trump is not interested in. He is not interested in what is going to advance our country in a moral way. The only thing that he's interested in is how is he going to get more votes? How is he going to win more liberals over to his side so that he can garnish their vote? The problem is that it is a problem. It is a big problem. And this is where I disagree with so many of the quote-unquote conservative pundits that people can hear on radio, on television, even Fox News, because what actually will destroy a nation quicker than anything is not its economic policies, it's not its policies on international law. What is going to destroy a country faster than anything is its moral corruption. The fact that the foundation of the moral makeup of a society begins to erode, so that the ethical norms upon which a society like ours is built begins to collapse, and in that same way, a society is very quickly going to deteriorate into what we're seeing right now play out before our very eyes. This happened to Rome. When Rome fell in 410, it was a moral quagmire of an empire, and it weakened the actual social and ethical weakness of the nation, weakened the nation militarily, so much so that it could no longer defend its borders, and it could no longer defend against the barbarians that surrounded the empire, and eventually it fell. And so this is a troubling development in our culture. There's no question about it. I think that the situation is going to play out like this. You're going to have a situation where a father who doesn't keep up with all of this political jargon is going to go into a Target with his daughter, and he's going to go to the bathroom and notice that a man with hairy legs wearing a skirt is going to want to follow his daughter into the bathroom stall, and that man, because probably he is a man, is going to say something to the effect over my dead body. Are you going to share this bathroom with my daughter? And when the police arrive, the person who is going to be put in handcuffs after the brawl is over is going to be the father trying to defend his daughter out of a sense of righteous indignation, and out of a sense to try to protect his daughter. That's what's going to happen. The transgender person is going to be hailed as a hero and looked at as a martyr, but the father is going to be thrown into jail, and he is going to be castigated for being a hate monger, a bigot, intolerant, evil person. Because what has happened in our culture as of late is that if you dare to stand for any semblance of morality, you have now become the essence of evil itself. It is no longer that the gay community, the homosexual community, is looking for the LGBTQ, letters keep piling on, by the way. It's no longer that they're looking for equality. It's no longer that they're just simply asking to be respected. the situation today is now that it's not about respecting our point of view. It's either you accept and you celebrate and you participate, or you are now the essence of evil itself. And so now the words of Jesus will become extremely relevant and more precious to us than ever before. If they hated me, they will hate you.